Hi folks, this is Sandy McDermott bringing you the inaugural lesson of my 10-minute tutorial series. Yay! My 10-minute tutorial series is intended to break down larger concepts in art, specifically drawing and painting, into itty-bitty bite-sized pieces. The goal is to develop deeper understanding of each tool and each skill, therefore allowing you to make more informative decision-making during your art-making journey. New students, this is where you need to be, taking each little bite and understanding each one as thoroughly as possible, and then building up on that is going to give you a much stronger foundation. My intermediate students check back every once in a while for something new, a new tip, a new trick, a new skill, maybe just figuring out you didn't know that you needed to know this. So come back. And for everybody, I do hope that you continue to come back over and over and over again to continue learning. So here we go. Lesson 1 is on drawing pencils. All we need for today's lesson is sketch paper of your choice and 3 different kinds of drawing pencils. So the first thing to know is that, and you may have already noticed this, that drawing pencils come in they're broken into categories based on letters and numbers. I have with me today an F pencil, a 6B, and a 2H. I'm going to begin with my F pencil, and we'll bring in the other 2 shortly. The first thing I want you to do is to draw a number line. No, it does not need to be straight. You can make a number line. Smile if you like. Okay, put a line right in the middle. We're going to start with our letter B over here, letter H over here. Those are the 2 letters that you will see most frequently associated with drawing pencils. And they represent the quality of the lead that's inside the wood, which incidentally, I believe maybe all pencils are made with cedar wood encasing graphite. So the letter B refers to soft. That's the grade of graphite inside the wood. H refers to hard. Right in the middle of the range is HB. Now the numbers range from 2 to 9. Two is close to the center, 9 is way out on the right side. In this case, with the B, the higher the number, the softer that lead is going to be. So a 9B is much softer than a 2B. It works the same way on the other side. 9H is way out on the right side. 2H is close to the center. The higher the number, the harder that lead is going to be. So a 9H is going to be much harder than a 2H. Continuing with my F pencil, I'm going to make a few lines over here, starting off nice and light. Eventually, trying to get it nice and dark. And you can see that change. I also want to try to create a swatch over here, because using the side of the pencil is just another great way to get used to how your pencil interacts with the paper that you're working with. So I started with light pressure. I'm gradually adding a little more pressure to get a darker value from that graphite. Let me adjust that a little bit so I can start applying even more pressure. And I just want to see how dark I can get it. That's about it. You can see the value change across, which is a nice way to understand what your pencil can do for you. That's F. Now I'm going to pull in the 6B and repeat the process. Nice light lines to start, but gradually working into a little more pressure to create darker lines, and you can see that happen. But I want to continue to make swatches so I can get a really good feel for how that pencil moves across the paper I'm using. And like before, apply a little more pressure to get a darker value. And I bet you can already see how this pencil, 6B, is darker than the F. One more time. This time I'm going to use the 2H. And if you remember, H is hard, but the 2H is close to the center. So let's see how that differs from the 6B or the F. Same technique, applying some pressure as I go down. This is about as dark as that pencil is going to get. Another swatch. This lead, the graphite in here is quite hard, which means the graphite's going to go on the page differently. And I am applying more pressure here, but I cannot get this to be that dark. Not nearly as dark as the other two. That's about it. I end up with a lighter value here, this whole thing, compared to the values I get from a 6B and the values I get from an F. So one quick thought on that to sort of bundle everything up. B pencils are softer, H pencils are harder. B pencils are going to allow you to get to a darker value, nice charcoaly dark color. H pencils are going to offer you a lighter value and a silvery gray kind of a color. And then your pencils in the middle, which I was using an F. F falls right in the middle as well. That gives you something in the middle. So there you have it, a quick 10-minute lesson on graphite pencils. Some really basic stuff to know. Understanding how your pencils work and getting really comfortable with how they operate. Over time, lots of practice, but over time, you might be able to learn how to create something like this. In the meantime, I do highly encourage you to practice with your pencils. Purposeful play, I call it. Allow yourself to just play around with them. Make these swatches, make some lines, do some drawings if you are comfortable with that, and see how your pencils operate. Come to a place where you are able to choose your favorites. Eventually, we'll continue to work together to pull all of this range of pencils into one drawing to create what I just showed you. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to check out my website, sandymcdermott.com. Come back again. Be prepared for the next lesson, which is going to cover paper textures and how graphite interacts with a variety of surfaces. Thanks again for joining me today. Have a wonderful afternoon. Leave some comments or questions. I will respond to them, and I look forward to seeing you back with me. Thanks, guys.